forget about mine. I've had enough my whole life, and I'm ready.
It's Chai Keys on the beat.
Are you ready now? Skip the bamba. Na 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 na. Oh na na. Yeah yeah. Oh na na. Yeah yeah yeah. Oh na na. Yeah yeah. Oh na na. Jehovah God, you. Miracle working God, give you all the praise, give you all the glory. You alone deserve it. You put my enemies under my feet. Because I have you, I face no defeat. Higher and higher, I give you the praise and I give you the honor because you're the king. You love me personally. See the testimony. You get the glory. You get the honor and everything. Yeah, you love me personally. See the testimony. You get the glory. You get the honor and everything. About you. About you. Jehovah, you too kind of see the things that you done for me. Papa, you too kind of.
The good things when you they do. You just cut on my hand, oh. Oh, the many blessings you bless me. I cannot tell it all. I thank you. You love me personally. See the testimony. You get the glory, Lord. You know. You love me personally. Testimony. You get the glory, Lord. Yeah. I'm going to right now.
I'm the beach, you're the bikini, the remote control, you're the TV, DVD player, I'm the CD. I can see us closer than 3D. Girl, your love is sweeter than kiwi. I can be your Adam, you can be Eve. I'm gonna bite that apple, believe me. I've been searching hard for your love, like a miner digging for gold. And if haters were the ocean, we would stay afloat with the boats. And if you were 4 tires, I would let you ride on my road. If I were your stripper pole, would you work me until I'm rusty and old?
Oh yeah, right. You my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Right. Baby girl, it's you and I. Baby, I won't leave your side. You my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Right. Baby girl, it's you and I.
Begin at tuneslikebeer.com. Share with my hero. They care with me as now you tell.
Lipo, I owe your food. I didn't have a reason to leave you, show me the way, and I'm grateful for everything that you did. You never ever play me low. See, I'm not worthy of your grace. I'm not worthy of your blessings. Stay, you not bless me, oh. Say you not give up on me. I call you my doctor, my bro, my brabio. See your man, let's all look good more. Nanga, you hella bo. They call you Elohim, yes, what tato. Like you, the one can win all the battle. You give me more reason to pray. God don't give up on me. 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 Don't give up on me. You told me not to worry. We should give you thanks and praise. Acapella kua spell. Me I understand the trail. Me I give it all to you. Give it all to you. And I got friend to say. Glipper, you lead the way. You told me call on you, call on you, call on you. I just need to kneel and pray. Like you get it final say. God don't give up on me. Don't give up on me. God don't give up on me. Don't give up on me. God don't give up on me.
We all know the headache we go through sending money to our loved ones, friends, and family in Liberia. High fees, long lines in banks, the usual complaint of the system being down, such a waste of time and energy. That is why I was very happy when I learned that SendWave is now in Liberia. So now I can send money anytime from anywhere directly from my smartphone to the MTN Lone Star Cell mobile money account of a loved one, friend, or family within seconds for just a tiny fee. So download SendWave now to your phone from your Apple Store or Google Play Store. Add your details, and don't worry, they are very safe and secure. And start sending money today. Don't forget to insert the promo code COSTA to get free $5 credit added to your first transfer. SendWave is secure, super fast, and by far the most affordable way to send money to Liberia. I'm Henry P. Costa and a very happy customer. Thank you.
Dama, share on your share with my hero. Bank carry me as soon as you tell. Lipo, I owe your food. I didn't have a reason to leave you, show me the way, and I'm grateful for everything that you did. You never ever play me low.
All right, folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's another wonderful, blessed, and a wet day to be here this morning. Today is Tuesday, the 19th day of September, AD 2023. We are gradually winding down with 21 more days to go to the general and presidential election. Wherever you are, however you're listening, welcome to another special edition of the Costa Show. My name is Boakai Amara Kamara. I'm not here alone. I'm here with my Darlington Collins, that is based in the great United States of America. Let me say good morning, Darlington, and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Boakai, and good morning to our listeners. It's indeed a pleasure to be here on the Nation Premier platform, the Costa Show. You know, this morning, Boakai, I think it's time that the theme song of the Costa Show fits in the narrative, the political narrative of the day.
Yeah.
That is why we tell our listeners, on the Costa Show, we present the facts undiluted, as it is. Bueka, yesterday I was privileged to have seen a vantage point video of the Unity Party campaign launch. And I must say on this platform that what my eyes beheld or behold was very unprecedented in the history of our country, especially to see, our people under the rain, my man, they have a downpour of rain, with poor drainage system, to see the people turn out in the street yesterday. On the 17th. I don't know if somebody on definition of unprecedented, I don't know what that is, but for a political campaign rally, I've never seen that in my lifetime. That was massive. We want to say shout out to the Unity Party. And they wanted people to worry, at the people who have power. Bueka, I've never been elected mayor before, let alone have I held a government office. So I don't know what it is for the masses to knock on your door for power. There's what you get. You come to power, you steal from the people, you build houses, you line your pockets. The people are living in poverty.
I mean, you are Roger T and Wokan there. Yesterday,
no. I just thought it was to get my feet wet.
I'm happy to have you on, and I know that you dive into that because we'll make it part of the talking point. So don't go all into it now,
my man, you don't know, Becca. But the way the boys are making noise, my man, anyway, kickstart the show.
All right, so folks, Darlington is yesterday he was not here with me. I did a show and I missed it yesterday because I wanted us to give our analysis on the happenings on Sunday, the day before yesterday. But thank God that he's here today. We'll dive into that also. Even though I started it yesterday, so he will make his part of it on today. But there are a few things that folks we need to look at, some trending issues. We are still looking at that drugs case that occurred at the Roberts International Airport. There's a news paper reporting here this morning. That's the New Dawn newspaper is reporting here this morning. It says no higher up link to the RIA drugs. No higher up links to the RIA drugs. It says the government of Liberia says an active investigation is ongoing into the discovery of drugs at the Roberts International Airport, RIA, but notes that no higher up link to the importation. The head of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, LDA, and officials of the Ministry of Information, Culture, FM, Tourism, MICAT addressed the media over the weekend to provide an update on the drugs at saga at the Roberts International Airport. At the press conference, Mr. Marcos Zeu, the LDA boss, said there was no higher up involved in the importation of the drugs taken from Mr. arrested at the Roberts International Airport. According to him, among those being investigated, he said at the head of the security at the RIA following his suspension and turning over to the LDA. He also said others being investigated as supervisor of the Robert International Airport Security Department, the concernee Stephen Daniel and Hinen Koli, an operative within the RIA Security Department. So we just thought it wise to let you know, because this case we are following it closely. So the Ministry of Information and the LDA are saying there was no higher ups in this particular saga, in the Joska saga. That's what they are reporting this morning. So not to stop that, Darlington, Custom Security arrested a Sierra Leonean woman with smuggling drugs, Mine Kush, into the country. According to this hot pepper newspaper, they say the Liberia Revenue Authority, LRA2, its Vigilant Custom Department has arrested a Sierra Leonean national attempting to smuggle into Liberia a significant quantity of narcotic drugs known as Kush from Sierra Leone. Masere Ase, age 35, was taken into custody on September 14 at the Bowater side, Liberia Sierra Leone border in Grand Cape County. Suspect Isse was found to be in possession of 2 kilograms of kush with a estimated street value of 36,000 USD. When custom arrested her, the illicit drugs were cleverly concealed with a black plastic bag. So that into another arrest of drugs at the Bowater side checkpoint between Liberia and Sierra Leone. So those are the issue when it comes to drugs. The Rawa International Airport, you heard me reading that article for you. So that's where we are when it comes to drugs in our country.
Very interesting development. Very interesting development by the LDA. Again, Port Bueka, they are saying that the consignee is another person who has been arrested also with the RIA, security boss. I mean, I don't know whether he's suspended boss or he's, or he's staying in his position. But those are very interesting developments. And I'm not going to say whatever the director of the LDA is saying is law and gospel, because the government is noted for using the Ministry of Information, a regular press briefing as a place to vindicate themselves. So I don't expect, Marco Zodwa or whatever his name is to go to the press conference held at the Ministry of Information to say, higher ups are linked. He don't have the balls to even do that. To attempt to do that is to probably relinquish his job with Mr. Weah. I'm sure he's not probably prepared for that. So again, there will be some, there will be some low-hanging fruits, that will be falling to this dry neck. The only thing again is that the LRA, like I said, the LRA has a very significant role to play. I know they are not the law enforcement agency, but you see the way you manage information. When this whole thing came up, I'm sure they had the air bill, the consignee of the consignment that came into the country. They could have informed the public, rather to allow the public to speculate. Because you see, public sentiment is something that when it gets put out there in the media to provide clarity, becomes a problem. Now public sentiments more so, whether it is rightfully so or wrongfully so, is now sending accusing fingers, at Finda Bono, who is an associate of the president, So again, maybe that is a lie, maybe that is true. But like I said on this platform, the security boss at the airport, he's man enough to answer questions, especially by the authorities. But I think the LRA wasted time in terms of whether they wanted to put that official document out there, hell. That's why you have your public affairs department. The law enforcement agency will do theirs, but you need to, when those things come up in the media, you need to speak to it and inform the public on what is going on. Information is very crucial. And you see a lot of the anger in the country is because Mr. Weah, who is the president of the country, don't address the country. He feels that the Liberian people owe him. Every time he goes on his campaign trail, he talk about they're trying to cost a man. The next day he was playing for long stuff. Mr. Weah, that was many years ago. It reminds me of somebody to say, when we were in student politics, some of our colleagues who disagree with us, now we should take it now. After 15 years, we should roll our sleeve and say, Mama, when we were in the 12th grade, when I ran for SDA president, he support me. Now, Mr. Weah, son. The man does not address the country, Bueka. He waits to go to his church and throw the political jobs. That's the only platform he has. So the country is. So if you don't provide information, the public will obviously be led to speculate. Maybe their speculation could be for the right or wrong reason. But hey, we are not here to manage the government propaganda for them. That is why they have the legs of Gossin Weah and other people to do that. And I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for them. This drug thing is coming up the wrong time, Bueka. I don't know whether it is God beating them so, but this drug thing is coming up the very, very wrong time.
Very wrong
you have
time.
Less than 2 years to election, and you are bringing, I don't know, ballerina tea or what kind of tea is that? It's coming up the wrong time. Moringa. It's helping the opposition propaganda. It's really helping because the people are angry. They see that their children are in the street falling down with kush, and you still bringing in more. Keep bringing in more. 21 more days.
And not to cut you off, the opposition basing their campaign on the message of the government importing kush. And at this
Absolutely.
point, drugs being arrested all over in the country, it just sending a clear message that what we are preaching as opposition against this government, it's clear. And it's happening even now as we are preaching it, as we are heading to election. This is campaign time. We are telling you that this government is noted for importation of drugs. And even as we go to the election, a few days to the election, drugs being arrested at Bowater side, drugs being arrested at the Freeport of Monrovia, drugs being arrested at the Roberts International Airport. So it's glaring. Now the government need to seize this moment to make sure that this thing is minimized as they head to just 21 more days to the election, Darlington. And all of these things being glaring that days in the air. It sent a message that President Weah, your team is not working at all. Your public relation arm and the security apparatus need to double up their game to make sure that your image is not being pushed out there negatively by the opposition.
Image,
and that's what they are.
What image of the presidency has? The presidency is a Mickey Mouse one. It's a Mickey Mouse presidency. You have a president who don't take interest in public governance in the country. He thinks the presidency is a safari where he takes his cheerleaders and cheer team to the United Nations General Assembly and walks. You see, we are when he walking, he opens his arm like me and think that he's walking on top of the wall. You know, the person who occupies the office, we respect the office of the president because it is a sacred office of the land. But the way this guy conducts himself, Bweka, the way he responds to his political critics, his thought process, his perspective about governance. So I don't know whether he has image before we should think about protecting the image. And somebody is commenting that it is too late for Mr. Weah. Bweka, these elections will be a long night for the CDC. It will be a long night for the CDC. The messages we are seeing from chat rooms, some of them, in which we'll read on the show, you know, in the church, they can say there is room at the cross for you. But probably that will be when Jesus comes to judge the world, because it's like people have written Mr. We are off, you know, and like I said the last time on the show, the Liberian people might be meek for many years. They may not have toppled a particular government who tried to steal an election. It will be dangerous if the people overwhelmingly elect the Unity Party for somebody to attempt to steal election. It will be very dangerous. You don't want to test the reaction or the response from the people, because my man Bweka, I said the crowd I saw, I was in Celine Dion. The crowd I saw, Bweka. Imagine me, who is not a supporter of the Unity Party, being in Celine Dion. What more about the guys who are competing with these guys for political leadership? But Bweka, this is what you get. What you sow, you reap. Look, the people quest for leadership with Joe Bweka. We might debate the different narratives of it about how, you know, they look for alternative option. But it is at the end result of rampant corruption, of misrule. Bweka, October 10 will make it exactly 3 years since Batty Niswa met his untimely demise. I listened to a tape of a young sister lamenting in tears about the killings of Gifted Lama. You think that girl don't deserve to be around with her family? We know every regime have their own people they go after. You know, even under the Unity Party, they were political debts. But just for you to become an auditor and to even make inquiry into what is happening and people go after your life under the cover of darkness, it's unfortunate, Bweka. Be not deceived. And it's good that Mr. Weah is a pastor. You know, that thing you're doing where you want to run a church and you're very corrupt. It is not God you're doing it to. If you think you want to put up a show for the people to think that you are a pastor, if you think that the wrath of God has fallen upon Mr. Weah, wait. See Mr. Weah at 80 years old and see what if he don't confess his sin, see what God will do to him. I mean, this guy has plundered state resources. Our people are suffering. And in the eyes of the people, you ride private jet, everything. Look, Bweka, go to Monrovia, see school-age children that should be in school.
Yeah.
We are in the street of Monrovia hawking cars. But Mr. Weah takes it upon himself to ride private jet. We're not saying that George Weah will alleviate all of the concerns in the country, but Mr. Weah must be concerned about the material condition of the people. The people see you living like, you know, like you Lionel Messi stay comparing financial notes. The man is living on public pocket like he's a private citizen. Who does that? Even in this country, the people you see with private jet, they are private citizens. They are not public officials. You see any U.S. senator catching private jet? Even in this country, the culture of impunity. The president of America's son, Hunter Biden, is answering questions now. I'm told that he's been criminally, indicted. The culture of impunity. The people they have done what we are, and I feel sorry for my cousin from Grand Crew. Cousin, like there. Go for the 2 hours you pay. Let them go for you, yeah. Because the time will come when the people will confiscate the properties from you, and it will be turned into a maternity center for the people. You come here, you steal it from the people, but you say you get cash. What happened to you talking about? You remember that video when we said maybe Nathaniel Magay will continue the dream? Then all that day he went to one country and he said that he will not run like Joel will run. You saw Joel message?
Yeah.
Joel is crying, my man. Enter Joel. We need to send people to check up on my man Joel. How you have grip on power? You have grip on power, and my man, and power fades under your feet like a sinking man in an ocean. I feel for him, I feel for him. But this is what you get. This is what you get.
All right. So, Darlington, there are a lot of things to talk about. We will look at
this Unity Party launch. Is a lot of things to talk about for the entire week.
Yeah, and
it's a lot. It's a lot of things to talk about. Yes.
We need a statement also. So we'll praise them and then we'll enter under their skin. The party people today will praise us more.
See, I listen. Let me say this, right? I listened to Senator Prince Johnson, and on the show, I'm one of his critics. But let's put things in proper perspective and context. Whether we want to say Prince Johnson lacks the moral rectitude because of his past, or because Prince Johnson is not being bankrolled down by the CDC, but say whatever you want to say about Senator Johnson. Whatever he said in his interview, they were all 100% truthful. And it sounds like any concerned father would do for a dying country. I listened to Prince Johnson. And I took my time and I listened, aren't there mysterious death? Aren't there killings? Whether you say, because Prince Johnson is not supporting them now, so now he sees the wrong. But I listened to that man. All the things that man saying, Papa, it's not politics.
No, Darlington, for me, I don't expect him to be threatening our peace. I don't expect him to be saying they'll threaten an armed revolution if the October 10th election don't go his way.
But the people are already armed against the CDC. Armed struggle don't necessarily have to be staged by external forces. From what we saw with the people are armed against the CDC. They may be armless. Armed struggle, but the people clearly want Mr. Weah to go. And if he threatened the peace, I'm sure the authorities in Monrovia know how to go after Mr. Prince Johnson to invite him for inquiry report. I'm sure that's something that they will not want to do. So if the government too, they are sure of holding free and fair and credible election, I think they can just consider Prince Johnson's statement a sweeping statement. But why when Mr. Weah want to steal election? You think myself, I will be happy with the way the election will go? But if we believe in democracy, if the people vote Mr. Weah out, the presidency is not Mr. Weah Landy. I support Gonglo for president. But if the people don't want Councillor Gonglo, they want to go with Omen Joe, that's a decision of the people. Tomorrow, when they go wrong again, we'll be here to remind them. That's all we do. And that's why we tell people, the Costa Show, we don't change here. We bring the issues undiluted. If the Unity Party, if they had a poor attendance, oh yes, they was going to get a little bit piece of my mouth. For what I saw yesterday, Bueka, I'm not talking about the different, drone video have a way of making small crowd love like very bad. The video I saw, especially from along the UN Drive, like a Buse Quarter place, a guy shot a video, Bueka, and I could see the crowd I saw. It is very concerning. And I'm sure Mr. Weah, as he leads for the United Nations General Assembly, will find a way to send the president those videos so he can watch, so he can know what happening on ground. But again, Boyka, if you think Senator Johnson said something unpleasant, I think it's hard times we go after him. But Mr. Weah should not attempt to steal these elections. I don't know what the people will do, but we'll be here bringing the political commentary.
But Mr. Johnson, you saying that, according to what been reported, I listened to him, and I do have a video for him. As we 21 more days to go to the general presidential election.
I'm not covering up. My man Marco Bobby Buse. He said, Darlington, you people you in Zinowa. My man, UP did not only put me in Zinowa. The United Party put me in Celine Dion.
So Darlington, like I said, I made my way from home on Sunday,
right?
To the office because I needed to do one or two, and my internet at the house was down. And later on, again, I was bringing something for my friends in town.
Right.
So I came out of the office, and my office is just right to where the happenings happen. When I'm saying the happenings happen, I'm right on Lynch and Kerry Street. Is one of the streets that when people go in on ATS, people frequently use this route than any other route to go to the ATS. So I stood. It was the ring was pulled in. The ring was so heavy on that day, seriously heavy. So I enter my office. I'm standing upstairs. By that time the crowd start coming. So I say, wow. The United Party better do something, because if they not do something, one day it will not be easy for we and them on Monday.
It will not be easy.
So later on, while on my computer, I started hearing the crowd started to push in by 12 to 1. Going to 2 o'clock at Darlington, the whole row was locked down. The whole row was locked down. What made me to do a live video was the fact that the way I saw Liberians honor the downpour of rain. That was what made me to do a live video from where I was. Because it's so difficult to see a typical Liberian man honor a heavy downpour of rain for a politician. Because they know within themselves that, what do I stand to benefit from this person? What do I stand to benefit? Even if this person become president today or the person become a lawmaker tomorrow, there's no trickle-down effect on me as an ordinary citizen. So why is it I will get under the rain to make myself sick for somebody that is be benefiting his or her family? So I started to wonder, why are Liberians so out under the rain for this old man? Why are they so out?
I tell you, Baba,
for this old man. So the people started to come out. The people started to come out, Darlington, where I was standing. I myself was a surprise. I said, wow. And then there were 2 reasons that make me to do a broadcast, a live video from. The second one is I started to see ministers and surrogates of the government. They started posting, it's 1 o'clock, on the ATS park. So what made me to do a live broadcast was number 2. When they started posting that the ATS was crowded, I said, okay. I have people that do follow me and they do look up to some of us for the information. So where I standing, let me do a broadcast. So when I was doing a live video, I didn't say a word. All those that follow that live broadcast, I didn't say a word. I only did a live video so people could see where I was standing and the crowd that was there. So other people can that our only ATS were crowded. That was the second thing that made me to do a live broadcast that day. But to be real, Darlington, the people came out and they sent out a message. Last time when seditions came out, we came on a platform. We told the Liberian people, yes, we thought that the Liberian people were already mad at President George Manenwia. We thought the Liberian people were already, they were so disenchanted as President George Manenwia. But from what we saw on the 7th, it was massive. They came out on the 7th for CDC and the entire place was blue. And on the 17th, the entire place was green. So
it was not green. On the 17th, the entire country looked completely green.
Somebody is telling me, Baka, don't use a cry as case study. No, in Liberia, our politics, I think our politics is being based on crowd now. Because now we don't have debate. All we are thinking on which political party will pull up the huge amount of people on the streets. That's why we are basing our politics on now.
Let me read our man, the guy, Summer 12 money thing, or the guy like a whole Summer 12 money bag. Our man, Alosha Howell. We got a message here from the CDC Great Man Walking chat room. He said it has been brought to our attention that the following CDC chat room has been compromised. Administrators in this room will have to shut them down, clean it up, and reopen them. They are the CDC National Force Soldier chat room, the National Social Media Influence chat room, Great Men Walking chat room, Begubel Warrior chat room, Intellectual Forces chat room. Failure on our part or administrator to do the needful will lead several action taken. Will take several action against them. Sign. And also our head of the CDC one round virtual social media messaging and propaganda. The our man Boto Freemason say, indeed, very true. They say good. But the funny thing about the kind of chat room is that the person that sharing the messages that they don't be the first to respond. This is wrong. Let's read what Mama Jua right here in one of their chat room. Good morning, all. I'm forced to join in this morning. This election is ours, and we must not let discouragement make us to lose hope. Hey, Mama Joel, motivational speaker. We are challenged, but we are more than able. Let's put our boots on and do a door-to-door campaign which brought us to the top in 2017. There are many undecided voters. Let's reach out to them. No force, no complaint, no fear. We have done it before and we can do it again. Let me take this time to encourage all of our foot soldiers. Please, do not only do this for President we are in R, but do this for yourselves. We cannot afford to lose. There our man moderate Setu, political moderate Setu. Let moderate Setu can say they measure not ready. Allah. He said, you say, Madam VP. This man is commenter. One of our guy. He said, well said, Madam VP. But how do you expect her to jump in the field with empty stomach? No logistics, like raincoat, rain boots, flyer, and rainy season. Madam VP, we need improvement from what you said to motivate her to do the work. We are no longer as opposition. We are ruling the country. And as I'm telling you now, the boys are ready to go from door to door. But it is really no logistics, no food to even start our day. Madam VP, empower all with logistics to do our work. We suffer for good 12 years at opposition, says here in power. You don't know us the first half. Now you are pushing us to the masses to go in the street and campaign on empty stomach under the rain and the sun. No logistics, no food. Hey, Madam VP, how can you treat your children like that?
So now that on the issue here on another part, like we keep saying,
right?
Those that were elected or those that were given positions at various ministries and agencies,
right?
They were opportune to serve those positions,
right?
They started to forget about their foot soldiers.
Yep.
They started to forget about their foot soldiers, knowing that they thought that this point in time, we're not going to reach anytime soon. They thought that 6 years were just like forever and ever. Amen. When it started in 2017, when it took over in 2018, whenever you say something to them, they will say, my brother, that whole says here, in your life, talking you.
No, they say that 24 years.
Yeah, we are just 21 more days to go to the general presidential election. A certain vice president saw the turnout of people in their numbers. Now she's crying in a chat room. Now her, even the Akaros Moses Gray is disenchanted. Akaros Moses Gray is disenchanted.
My man, if Akaros Gray win that district, I will get very with Stephen Johnson in the left. Stephen Johnson ought to go out there and beat that man. I tell you. I'll get there with Stephen Johnson. I swear to God. But man, Gray should not see the light of day after October 10th. Gray should be voted out. He doesn't mean well for that district. It's nothing but a self-seeking, another greater God that has been hustling in the legislature for himself. You see the messages coming from the CDC chat room. Again, Bweka, this is what Mr. Weah brought upon himself. They ran the government where they were not willing to have people to look them in their faces and tell them the truth. Mama Bweka, I don't know whether I will ever work in public office. Because the moment you start to even look at some of your friends in government and start to critique what they're doing, they either want to go after you or they say you, or they will not even probably give you more opportunity or access to the property. The person who was the president, they say, well, I mean, hold on, he raised the debate. But Bweka, when Mr. Weah took over in 1 year, Liberians were already sending a caveat to Mr. Weah. Here you are now. It's time now for election. You are crying, baby. You are crying, baby. And this is, look, there were people who will cry more, Bweka. And this is even worse. You know, one thing I want to touch on with the CDC, they derived a strategy that because Liberians have a likeness for hip-hop music, that they think they can solicit Liberian artists around Liberian musicians can inspire us politically. What do they understand about politics and governance? Some of them, they only want to be near the president. They only want photo ops. They only want to go to see the president. He gave them, you know, a few thousands of dollars of US. They put it in their pocket. They wear their fan shoe like my own, and then they show off. That is their thought process of you. My man, I saw the CDC now have turned to hosting Miss Liberia. They are hosting pageant show. Talent show is not talent showing. Imagine Christophe the Chief is rapping, but there's not even any day to rap because the play that he's rapping. When Christophe has his own concert, it will be jamly packed. Then to see Christophe wearing a beret to sing now for the CDC. The other day I talked about it on my page. MC Carroll, who came to political prominence by doing a famous rap freestyle called Propo. One Vita came called Pepper Soup. The beggar wearing a money coat. Those were lines of MC Carroll. Now see the famous MC Carroll that people is replaying. Call me Babe. I don't need to play a few bars of Babe on the show. MC Carroll now wears a CDC beret very sorrowfully. I see my friend Bucket Raw now is in beret. But if I were Bucket Raw too, with the situation that I'm in, you leave the United States and the king is calling you to take picture and chill and get a few cash, I will go and take picture too with the king. Yeah. But my man, look, the talent show work strategy is not working. In fact, you know the CDC guy, they got the weightlifting strategy and all.
Yeah, everything.
They brought all the body men in the country. They said they're gonna lift weight for the CDC 1 round victory. Maybe while I'm in the country, because me, I say I'll let them live weight. I'm gonna go there, we'll go live weight together. But Mr. Weah is great. Look, I feel sorry for him. And that's why I said the other day, the empire don't have clothes on. Imagine you bringing Van Vicker. What Van Vicker understand about our politics? A celebrity like George Weah will now to bring the handsome face of Van Vicker to the country to explore, to campaign. The people don't want to see Van Vicker. Like, the people want to see that very important issue being addressed. And he said Van Vicker. Something wrong with that people then. Because you cannot intellectualize poverty.
Yeah.
People see Mr. Weah living in extreme luxury. When he finds some Timothy Weah go to the country with a black hair, then he wear a diamond chain around his neck. People see how Mr. Weah's son looks sparkling. But they look at their children material condition rather. They see their children with no hope. Then when we deal with it, we are somebody can say, what kind of restaurant in a country that I can go? How much food cost that I can pay? I can afford to pay for my own food.
I'm telling you, brother.
But the people see that. Where you go, I can go.
But which other restaurant you can go into, like Liberia here, that you say people can go there?
I tell you. But the people see what is happening, Chief. Look, we used to tell them Samurai Water Quality, y'all want all the hostels in Liberia. Why would be our own small kitchen? You get all these skyscrapers all over the country.
Yeah.
The other place. Koji buying a home of 150,000, my own friend. You did it to yourself. Look, Bweka, Papa, I love political power. The day I'm ever elected to do well, I made a decision not to steal from the people, because to do right, to stay in power, is to do right for the people. It's not to exploit them. Mama, if I want to live lavishly, I'd rather do it in the private sector, because the optics will just be so wrong. Mama, imagine if I'm senator of that country. Mama, I love my boat ride. I go on my nice boat ride somewhere in Marshall. The possible Senator Donald Collins is using the people money. The optics of public office come with a lot of discipline. And Mr. Weah don't have that discipline to even be president of our country. So he have done enough. We hope that the new government will come. They will hold him accountable, and he should answer. Look, and that is why even the Unity Party that we criticize, that the culture of impunity cannot just start when you take power. It's by you making concessions with people who want to continue that culture of impunity. I don't know, because you cannot have in-house work. You can clean out your house, then you say you won't go hold all people accountable. Let's be honest. Imagine a rescue mission King Kong, Alex Tyler. If the Unity Party cannot hold internally their own accountable, then how you investigate the CDC? You made a job half a job worker. And he alone cannot do everything. But again, Mr. Weah brought this upon himself. My man, at this point, I wish I could get my.
There's something I want to ask you.
Right.
2005, 2011, 2017. The Weah election in 2017.
Right.
When that time he had not tested state power yet as a sitting president. And Weah re-election in 2023, wherein he have served the Liberian people for exactly 6 years on his administration. What the Liberian people have experienced, some are believed to be saying that he have done the best. He's the best president ever. He normally boasts of that. Let's look at his election in 2017 and his re-election in 2023. Can this man be easily re-elected? I'm coming from the backdrop of in 2017, but I think he haven't tested state power, and people believe that this man could have changed the narrative of our country. People believe that by that time, people believe that he was from the slum, he was from the Gibraltar, he was from all over in Sonuwe. That when he was going to get state power, he was going to represent the ordinary Liberian people at the presidency. So that's why they overwhelmingly voted President Josh Weah in 2017. So now, 2023, he's coming back, and with some of the things that he have done and some of what he didn't do as a sitting president, can we say what occurred in 2017 can be repeated in 2023 to elect President Josh Weah to the presidency?
Weka, you said it right. When you look at the political narratives of 2017, a family member of mine, I will not call that person in, who prized themselves in education, was willing to compromise their own values to support Mr. Weah. I said, but what you're seeing this man? They said, no, let me Ugari. The people were giving this boy an opportunity. You talk about the George Weah story. It's an epitome of sorrow. A boy who, went through the ranks and fire of poverty, slum community life, and made his way to the world stage. You know, Liberians have a way of showing empathy. You know, especially, my man, when a Liberian man can relate to your story, he knows where you're coming from. The people thought that because this boy was quote unquote their own indigenous son, that he was going to dare to do right. He was going to change the material condition of the people. Because let's be honest, George Weah knows what it is to go to bed without food. But the mistake Liberians made, that when George Weah signed his first contract with AC Milan, ever since, George Weah have never known poverty. It has been years. And his thought process about his perspective of life have changed. This man made millions when he played soccer. Couldn't the Liberian people see that how he mismanaged his own resources? Or were they just politically blind? Maybe. I agree that when it's time for election, our people's sense of reasoning can go to spend time. The Liberian people we don't have the luxury of time to rationalize when it's time for election. And that's the truth. That's the hard truth, must say. The people look at Mr. Weah, they supported him. He came to power in 2017. See, just the game says, yeah. You think Mr. Weah have been the first corrupt official in Liberia? Oh, Madam Sali have a lot of opportunities. There were a lot of corruption under the Unity Party. But the outright disrespect of the Liberian people resources, the plundering of Liberian people state resources. The people see, Mama, look at our country, Bweka. With no medical drugs in the center, no qualified professionals. But our president takes pride in riding private jet. Who pays for that? When this man was playing soccer, I don't remember the time when he came to the country with private jet. So why now that the people gave you the power and your understanding of power is for only you to live comfortably? That when you criticize your friends in the CDC, they say you're jealous of them. No. You think sincerely, I am not happy that most of my friends are assistant ministers and deputy ministers in the country. The likes of Mamasi Kaba, my friend Sekou Kalasko Damaro, my own friend Koji. You think I'm not happy for them? If I go to the country and they are doing well, you think I would not want to be identified with them? But how do we outright, keep our heads in the sand like ostriches to see that only you people are living comfortably at the expense of our people, even the security people, the ordinary civil servant. These people cry for their objective condition. But I saw a picture. More on my printer, harmonize salary equal harmonize vote behind Joseph Bweka. The people are saying that because you harmonize the salary, they will harmonize Mr. Weah votes. And they are clear about that. Look, Bweka, Madam Salif in 2005, when she took over the country, she increased civil servant salary from $15, $20 to about $150, up to $200. Public school teachers were being paid. Bweka, you remember? If I had to work, the same teachers that were in Catholic schools, they wanted to work in government school because government school are paying them $300 and change. I went to SDA Camp Johnson Road. I know my chemistry, my biology teacher, they were teaching at GW Gibson because the government created a scheme where they could attract private school teachers into the public schools. They were paying civil servants on time. Everything was not rosy, don't get me wrong. But what did Mr. Weah do with these people power in 6 years? That is the question he should ask himself. You harmonize the people pay. I mean, salary appreciate you. You think I go to work today, they tell me say the money I'm making, they take off $5 from it. I will go back. I'll be thinking about where to find a different job. You take off $5 from my salary. So this is why Mr. Weah brought him to himself. You harmonize the people pay, but you are living lavishly. So let Kalasco then buy more drum. They think that strategy of ordering more barrels into the country was going to make the CDC more politically attractive. It's finished. I feel sorry for them. I pity their condition, and it will be a long night for the CDC, boy, guy. A long, long night.
So can we say a message is big?
It will run to the mountains, and the mountain will say, give us way. A long night for the CDC.
Can we say, Darlington, that a clear message was sent out on the 17th, and it was a warning message to the CDC? And what can they do to avoid being re-elected? Is it too late for them, or they
cannot do anything differently? Look, Bweka, if Mr. Weah come back to the country or why he's in America here and announce that the people should take a 40-something condominium and turn it to the Ministry of Health for maternity ward, I will declare my support for the CDC. If he opens up investigation on my girl, I will declare my support for the CDC. But you try to cover your friends, your cronies, because we are himself were aware of the corruption. It's late. It is water under the bridge. And if Mr. Weah attempt to let him go bring that channel light with Joe Weah picture on it, it will probably help him. Let him build more monuments of himself in the country. It's late for him. Oh. He might try to see the election.
But Mr. Weah, Mr. Weah normally says that, they're just 6 years. What I would do in the upcoming 6 years will be far better than what I have done. I have started working and I haven't been given a chance. The Unity Party served 12 years. When I'm given the 12 years, like the Unity Party, I will do far better because I have even done far better in my first 6 years than the Unity Party 12 years. That's a message he normally preach out there to the Liberian people, letting the Liberian people know that this 6 years is just it's not too much. And what I have done far better than what the Unity Party did in 12 years. So you give me this opportunity. I am not change maker. I am not person that can turn things around. I will make it far better in the next 6 years than what the Unity Party done.
We know. As you be that we know. Let me tell you something, Boyka. I'm sure you had your experience with a barber. Let me put it that way, since we met, right? If you go to a hairstylist, a barber, and they say, Boyka, look at your hair, you're fine. Boyka, but your hair is not cut properly, you know. You will go to that man who go cut your hair again?
No.
No, the man that will take your hairline and put it where yet. You will go by there, you go cut your hair again. You say, Mama, let hair go found. You go your woman will be happy for you.
That narrated somebody may say, my man, the way you cut my hair first, you have to try better this time around and do something far better than
for me. Now I go all my friends know when I'm in here, I said it, their barber don't cut my hair. I'm very particular about my barber. So the people know the reason why I brought this analysis is because the people are the end user of these services. If the people believe that they were okay on Mr. Weah, let them go and relay. Let them take that gamble. Let them take that gamble. Beggar, have you asked yourself, on the CDC, what major concession agreement did the CDC attract to the country? The one that managing now was the one brought in by the Unity Party. No ideas. You will not bring in concessions, agreements to the country when all these financial intelligence agencies around the world they are putting you on U.S. sanctions. They are warning about rampant corruption here and there. Nobody wants to come and do business into an environment where if they go to court, maybe to review the contract, and judges will be removed because they side with, they file with the facts of the law. Nobody wants to come there, Bueka. So the country is drowning under Mr. Weah. No, this guy have no idea about governance. So y'all want to get him and says, yeah, what kind of investment you have ever brought to this country that he will bring? So the people know. And that Mr. Weah to cook the food in your tester. If you believe that he's the best cook, you go to a Kobo shop.
Yeah, but Darlington, for that reason, we can't just sit and say, oh, he haven't done anything. Mr. Weah have done some things we need to outline and people know.
We have done some things.
Right. Yeah, Darlington, you're coming. We can just say the CDC not do anything. Yes, of course, they have done something. The establishment of the Emirates Stadium that in Western Liberia, there was no such state of the art, even though it haven't been fully equipped yet, but constructed such things there in the Western Liberia, that's a plus for them. Mr. Weah have constructed a few things around here, and he can base on that. He said, oh, the Liberian people have been fought internationally, but this time around, I will make sure that what you want from me, what you expected of me, I was just in a learning process, but now I have learned, I have gotten to where
learning process. You better find on that street. You in learning process, but you left. When you can bear your house and lead you to the owner waterway on that street. Look, Becca. Look, it's just like an abusive husband who can tell your wife, I'm feeling you. Oh, so because you're feeding the woman, you're doing everything for the woman, you think it's right for you to abuse her? My man, this guy needs to go. He needs not to see the light of day after October. I pity him. He's my cousin, but this guy is a gambler. He gambled wrongly. He came to power and believed that building. Look, have you asked yourself if Mr. Weah could, that same houses he built, if he could build 2, 3, or all across the country for public hospital, for maternity health care, for where the women when they want to give birth, they get special treatment. You think you're not going to be good? So you're on a learning curve, but you know how to ride private jet. I mean, look at Mr. Weah. Only Mr. Weah and his family lives are improving. Our people's lives, they are declining. Only Mr. Weah is enjoying. Then you say you're on learning curve. Look, any democracy, even people who are corrupt, they will attempt to do little development here and there to tell the people, you see, we're doing this, we're doing that. Mr. Weah, he's not the first person to build state-of-the-art facility. Look, Bweka, I even told you about early improving civil service salary, getting Liberians back on the international, the global village. For the Unity Party to get re-elected in 2011, it was tough. They thought they were going to win a one-round victory. Let alone to see what this guy did with his 6 years. Compare the odds. What they got, the damage they got have done to our country, they are more than the few little places he's building. You talk about the Emery Hospital in Bapolu. That hospital was it 100% funded by Liberian government? No. It wasn't.
It was under his regime, though.
It was under his regime. Also, we should accredit the airport because he don't cause the ribbon for the airport. We should accredit that to his regime. Bweka, even if you build infrastructure development and the people material condition cannot change, their children does not go to good school, they cannot eat good food on time, their husband cannot go to work and get paid on time, they don't care about your infrastructure development. Bweka, it is about a survival issue. They want to eat. They want quality healthcare system. They want to get away with security people going against political critics. That's a democracy, Bweka. A working country, you build these nice skyscrapers, there'll be beautiful buildings to look at. But when you subject your people to exploitation and you steal from them, they'll go after you, Bweka. So yes, to an extent, we're not going to say that did not do anything 100%. Of course, he's supposed to do that. He's managing all the state. He's the president of the country. He's not using his own personal resources. It is state resources. Who pays for the 14 military hospital? Isn't it the Liberian budget that fund it? It's not job. He's not doing a charity. It's not feel what he's doing for us. Just the state can pay for the food that he eats in your kitchen. The state, every time we are wears a designer, we pay for that. His private jet, we pay. He sleep, we pay. So, what's that?
Okay, so then let me ask you finally. Then we'll transition. What you think went wrong? Where were some of the mistakes? What are some of the mistakes you think George Weah did in his first 20 years that he should have capitalized on to be re-elected? What are some of the things that you think that he did not put his foot down on heavily that got him to where he is today?
Bweka, Mr. Weah needs to be receptive to criticism. Yes. He needs to hold himself. No. To hold people accountable, Bweka, is to hold yourself accountable first. You can be working for me. They are telling you to not steal and I always go in the company account and drawing on it. In fact, a woman will say, Bweka, I told you I have $1 million, but what that is not talk about $500,000. You're not going to tell you. Your woman will start influencing you to steal. The people saw that we are key to power and started to land houses all over the place. You think too they don't want to acquire private property? Because when they look, you see, Weah did a lot of these things to himself. And he never wanted to do right. His understanding about government and where he would come and live lavishly and enjoy himself. So he brought it upon himself. But I don't know what to say. Weah is a thief. He himself sanctioned most of. For the Americans to sanction the chief of staff to the president, it exposed the corruption on Mr. Weah's path. Diplomatically, the Americans will not sanction the president, but they know what is happening. McGill works at the will and pleasure of. It had to take the Americans to fire McGill. Clearly, the Americans were the one who dismissed Nathaniel McGill. Mr. Weah never had the boss. Send the mentor over. When have you done a cabinet reshuffle? The culture of impunity. When Jefferson Koji, who believe now he's the director of police, when Jefferson Koji brutalized people in District 13 in broad daylight, Boga, you saw the video. The Ministry of Justice hold Koji accountable.
Yeah. So, Darlington, we have seen the UP launch. We saw the CPP launch in Magibi. We saw the CDC launch in Maserado. Let's look at the Cummins factor. Let's look at the Cummins involvement into our body politics, into the election. Or what chance you think Mr. Cummins do stand when it comes to vying for the presidency? Because some people will feel
Mr. Cummins is making a very good case. But the problem with us is the understanding of our society, the Liberian psyche. Elections time, broadcast in CLA, we don't pay attention to details, especially about what somebody want to do for this country. Mr. Cummins is making his case. What the Liberian people are paying attention? I don't think his campaign is getting attraction. I mean, he's doing some work in Magibi, like the president has support for president. It's not just Cummins. Councilor Gonglo is making his case. But are the people listening? When the people repeat the mistake of 2017 in 2023, just because you are clamoring change, Liberians over time, we don't focus on the issues. What are the issues? How do we move this country forward? Cummins is making his case, and Cummins could be a good president, but sadly, our people are not paying attention. They talk about, when Cummins talking, they can talk about how Cummins shot. How does Cummins have to do with what you want to do for this country? That is the issue. That General said Joseph Boga do not shot. Maybe Joseph Boga is a short old man. But that's the truth. Cummins is making his case. And the only thing Cummins can do, like Councilor Gonglo and other people have been doing, is to make their case. Election Boga, the people are the only makers of their history. If the people believe that they want to go to Mr. Joe Boga and they want to gamble, like my man Mohammed Salih said, it's a mindset thing. It is up to them. And let me inform our people, just a change of government does not change a material condition. The Americans have warned the Unity Party not to do business with sanctioned officials. And you have all of these sanctioned people you're doing business with. And you think that the Americans will just overwhelmingly love Joseph Boga because he is Joe Biden's first cousin? Who must be mistaken. Even Joe Biden is in hot waters here. In the US, his election law very gloomy. I mean, people who are making analysis, the other day, Madam was telling me that if Biden don't ensure that he take care of her student loan, she's a Democrat, but for the local team, she may not vote for Biden. So that is the issue. The people are concerned about their material condition. The people want you not to do business with these people. Look, the U.S. State Department foreign policy about Liberia will not change. They've warned you not. The Americans have a problem with certain individual. If we think we want to blindfold our eyes to those realities and believe that the people will just get Liberia, they will not do it. They will not do it. For that country to progress, Boga, it will have to take legitimate and genuine faces. Sadly, I don't think our questions will be answered on the ballot box in 2023. If it did, all right, so we have been supporting them too. But it's our job to be here and tell our people how we see it. And we'll continue to present the arguments undiluted.
Okay, folks, so you're listening to the Costa Show. Yeah, like Darlington said, undiluted. We stand here for what we believe in. That only the support base is flip-flopping. That's why we normally say we remain consistent. So the Costa Show, we are here. Now is your turn to make your contribution on the show this morning. Call us on +231, those in the diaspora. +231 888 624171 0770 102 102 0886 010383 555 102 102. Good morning. Your name is joining us from. Hello.
My name is Michael Suya and I call from East Africa. Hello.
Yeah, Michael, welcome. You are live. Let's take
Hello.
1 minute quickly, Michael.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I've been following the show. I want to thank you guys for the program. But what I want to say also is that in as much as Darlington and others, talking about the mismanagement of the state by the CDC-led government, I don't think so. Also, the UP should be given a chance because this time around we need to try a new breed of politicians who have new ideas to change the narratives. Now you talk about Cummings. Cummings have been doing well. He has a very good profile because normally, like where I am, and like out in developed country, people look at your history. Because if you have a bad history, you cannot take your bad history to enter in the government. You're going to worsen things because you are going to manage the lives of the people. So we have to look at a new narrative. And besides that, you talk about the 2017 election, why the United Party was defeated. This happened because the United Party had a serious division and said, mind you, the incumbent did not support Ambassador Bwaka.
All right. All right. Yep. Thank you so much. Now we'll take somebody from this line, 1 minute per caller. Good morning. Welcome. Your name, where joining us from?
Thank you very much, brother. My name is Steve Franklin Morris, and I call from the rehab community.
Mr. Morris, welcome. You are live with us. Let's take 1 minute quickly, bro.
Thank you, brother. And so let me just quickly say good morning to Darlington Collins. I really admire this young man. He speaks very eloquently. He's a smart man. But let me go to the issue. Brother, you see, my concern has been thrown to the Unity Party launch on Sunday. And let me say this to you in a nutshell. There is a big trouble coming for the opposition, and you cannot root that out. Brother, if you understand the political climate of our country, you realize that the Liberian people are certain kind of different people. Okay, if you fire a gun, excuse me for the expression, if you shoot a gun, a Liberian may hear the sound of that gun, he's going to go to where that sound coming from. But if rain starts to fall, you will see that you will see a Liberian man trying to find shelter. In other words, to have numerous and thousands of people jubilating under the rain is send a high signal.
So you want us to base our narrative on that because they got under the ring. It means that former Vice President Joseph Boakai will be elected come October 10th. Is that what you want us to say? Is that what you are saying?
No, brother. I am saying in short that the number of people that came outside to celebrate the launch of the former Vice President serve as a signal. It interprets the fact that they are hungry for leadership. Why not under the rain? Brother, do you know what rain will cost for you myself if we only for just 2-3 minutes? So, in fact, that rain fall for consecutive 7 hours non-stop. Not just that. There's all the sweat now was locked up in the water, poured out in the street. People were staying in it. I was there. Okay. I'm telling you, this is a signal. This is a signal. I can't go private in the street. I can't go then. He saw the Wall Street. He saw the street. He was in a gray number 8, a black jeep.
Okay.
He passed the 12th street. You all around. You saw the crowd.
All right. Thank you so much. Let me hold you there and take somebody else. The crowd, those that go on the ring, is a clear signal. That's according to you. Let's go over to our mother Evangeline Mamita. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Buckeye. Good morning, Darlington. Thanks for all your analysts. For everything you said tonight. Let me first start with Mr. Cummings. I never said anything negative about him before. But what happened with Mr. Cummings is because his message wasn't connecting with common Liberians, those that are selling in the market. When we came, they connected with we because of a sorrowful story background. When Mr. Boakai came, they connected with him with sorry folk with a background. But when you go into a person that is struggling in the market and you come with, oh, I was a CEO and this, that, they see you as a like you boasting. So that, and then this, he said he had clean hands. But then we started seeing different people that that didn't have clean hair among itself. Then the 50,000 to donation. You and I in this country know, Darlington, you cannot tell a Jewish man that you went and donated 50,000 to what they call him, the Nazi school. Is that the only school you saw in River County to give 50,000 to donate it to? So that put a dent on him, and he's still down there having fighting. Going back to where, if Liberians food itself and the real food where is never going to change. What will happen? He had nothing to lose anymore. So he's going to get the killing. You're not even see anything yet. And before I end, even Grenadians are waking up. During that day on the October 17th, there was crowd. It's just that people still think that because we voted against Mr. Boakai 2017 or voted against Ellen, what they forget that Ellen do not like us.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you. We have to make way for other people to be a part of the show this morning. Thank you for your point. We take some more calls. +231 888 62 4171. Good morning. Your name is Jonas from.
Good morning, brother.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you this morning. Let me say good morning to many listeners this morning, brother. Brother, this is Bobby Abu Meska. I'm calling a discussion this morning from my office on the after to go to the district. You know, I appreciate you guys here and Dalito. Look, brother, you spoke of what are some of the things that we are doing, you say that we are not doing anything. No, brother, let me be here. Look at what we have achieved personally and compare what we have done within this country. You spoke about the ML hospital, brother. We are using personal money to build the ML hospital or the market around here. No. This money, these projects that you are seeing, these are projects, brother, were allotted for in the enemy regime. And we actually will continue the project. But if we have to take all these things and use the money that he built, the Marshall way at the rehab, building a playground for his wealth in Marshall, building the condominium home, and using the money on the country and forgetting about himself, the personal attachment, I believe that man will be very happy today to re-vote this president. But now, come and see what happening, brother, in Liberia. See, all over that we are seeing today, everything is about we are it's official. They have looked at the country overwhelmingly. They have built mansions and condominium. What the people are living at their property to even fund school fees to send our children to school. It is not easy right now.
Okay.
But we are living a serious life. So
thank you so much, Bobby Abu Meska. Let's take somebody from this line here. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Braga.
Your name is joining us from?
I'm Richard Hardy Jr. I'm joining you from Italy, Rome.
Welcome, Richard.
Okay, thank you so much. You know, one thing you guys forget to note is that the program on Sunday was not just in Monserrado. If you check on social media, you will see something like Fofoya, Vojama, Campley, Gantor, Grand Gillette, Maryland County. It was an autopus. It was all over the country. It was not just Monserrado.
CDC did similar thing, my brother. CDC did similar thing.
No, CDC they charge people from Monserrado from places. For CDC program, you have people for the our area that they took in the buses, bring them in Monserrado to make the program great. For the Union Party, people from Maggie, say Maggie, celebrated that they want to parade in Maggie. People from things are all over the world to go to celebrate the program. It was not like people taking buses to bring it, paying $20, $50, this, but the people define the ring and keep also in that number to tell George that he's the 110 president. That is it.
All right. Thank you so much. Now come back home and take this person. Good morning.
Good morning, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Your name, where Johnny was from?
Well, my name is Goff Johnson. I'm calling you guys from Ganta. By the way, I just arrived here, and I was lucky to hear you guys on the radio, on your platform. Well, you know what Unity Party did on Sunday was indeed laudable, and there are three, and I want to send my heart out to them. You see, Patrick Horner and Mo Ali. On the morning of Sunday, I woke up and I turned my radio on. And I heard those guys on the radio giving the order of the march. That kind of planning. For the first time, this is the first time I feel like.
Hello? Oh.
Towards them for the onward march to the stadium. So this kind of way of doing things was so good. And this is what gave a boost to the march on Sunday.
Okay.
And what I want to say here is that what is happening to the CDC today is something, when they were taking the leadership, they didn't go with a plain mind of leadership that would deliver. You understand? Those guys went with a set mind to corrupt the country. That's the result they are getting today. You understand? This is the result.
Right.
To be honest.
All right. Thank you so much. Now come back on this line and take this person. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, brother. This is Vincent here calling from the US.
Welcome, Vincent.
You know, I saw your comment hearing in Katana about acting on OKFM this morning, and I really laugh. When somebody is basing on talking about corruption is in the election, talking about violence is in the election or killing in the election, forgetting to know that the other thing are in the election. No, when you people looking at one side and forget the other side and look so baffling and look so confusing. When you discuss it, you have to discuss both sides. If you want to be neutral, discuss both sides. Don't only discuss one side. When people discuss it, you talk about, if you say those things, talk about the Wi-Fi in the election.
What's the point? What's the point? Let's go to the point. Why are you trying to say?
The point is, if you want to be neutral, discuss both sides. Don't only discuss one side. If you want to support the opposition, support them.
Okay, so what you saw me doing?
No. I saw your comment on about Katana, and you see,
you don't control us from the post, man. Don't do that. Go to
the government is doing.
Listen, Akami. There are 4 panelists on the show, right? And everybody were there. And the way that Katama is neutral, Katama not supporting any political party. That's why
it's not neutral. Every comment I made on our show was only based on one person. Okay, let's come to the issue. The reason that President will be re-elected is, look, if you don't know the value of money, know what he is doing. This is a man that make every places of the country. Both education, both infrastructure, both have everything, it touch everything. Down the road, and not even a general. You touch it. Even down to the VP own horse, driving my own horse. There was no road there. The president made sure the road has been through there.
That the president money, President poor Roy from Somalia, that money. But Joey, 18 million, he's a poor Roy from Somalia. You come here and just talk all of ignorance, eh? Like Joey have this Somalia feel. President
Good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, good morning, okay, and good morning to Daliton. Good morning to the audience. My name is Amon Mohamed Kamara. Good morning, Commander Daliton.
Welcome.
I'm just shy. I'm shy this morning. There are some of the analogies, some of the colors I'm making, but anyway, let me go straight to my part of the point. In an election in Liberia, we don't use a crowd as a case study because we have seen so many of these things happening. At the end of the day, Liberians will go to the pool to make the difference. And the reason why I'm kind of constrained to call this morning, Commander Darlington, you are living with it to what I'm about to say. The issues about the Unity Party, as we call it, the rescue missions, most of the colleagues, most of the guys that make the entire election process look like if it is not Ambassador Barker, but nobody else but Joe Barker, as though as he is the only competent person within the race. You know Barker, you comment that Darito. You know very well that someone who do not support Mr. Weir for president. There is no way in the next world that someone will support George Weir for a president. But the question is the only the Joe Barker and Mr. Weir are the only qualified and competent candidate in the race. No, you have Councilor Chawa Gango, you have Mr. Cumming, you have Dr.
Amara, so if you are asked to put somebody forth, or who will you as an individual be voting for? Who you think can make?
And this is when you say who will you is an honest statement. I am not coming out with 100% vote for Councilor Chawa Gango. He is the only integrity actor within the entire race. And this is not about. We have so many instances, we have so many evidence that we can prove to the light many people that Councilor Gango is a qualified and more competent than Joe Barker and more competent than the George.
Thank you so much. Now take another person, Amara. Let's take this person here. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, Buakai. This is Abraham Deida. I'm calling from the great USA. How you doing this morning?
Doing pretty well.
Good morning, panel. My brother. Good morning. I just forgetting his name. Darrington, how you doing? Come I just want to say what I have to say here is that right now in Liberia, all the candidates that are running, you know, we talk about the American putting sanction on some of those people that are in Boaca camp, and some of those are in the president camp and what have you. But I just want to say this. Look, there's nobody in Liberia right now that is free. Even myself that in the United States here, I'm part and parcel of the war that's in Liberia there. You understand? So nobody is free. The only thing I think we need to do here is that we will look at the president that will take over the country after John Weir to see those that will be in power, to see whether he can bring them on or he can put charges, or he can bring out those charges. And those who are supposed to go for the trial or for the war crime court to see whether he can put them forward. Okay. This is the person we're looking for. You see Jerry Rowland, you see what Jerry Rowland did in Ghana?
So who you think that person, let me ask quickly and move on. Who you think can do that job for us as Liberians?
Well, look, for me, this guy say he's a clean man. So I don't know in his party he don't have any of those people there. But as far as I'm concerned, he has those people there. But yet then he say he clean. Only say he's clean. And then in Tiawan Congo, I have not heard any of the people near in Tiawan Congo party. But in Joseph Boaga camp, people are there. But I know for me, I know that Joseph Boaga will prosecute those people.
Time, Abraham. The question is very simple. Okay. Who you think can make that difference?
It's Joseph Boaga.
All right, thank you. You say they see people in Joseph Boaga camp, but you say it's Joseph Boaga again. I don't know what you're trying to say. I don't know where you are even driving at. Let's take another person. We are running out of time. We can take like 5 more calls. Then let's take this person here. Good morning.
Good morning, Boaga. This is Gary calling from Massachusetts.
Welcome, Gary.
I just wanted to let Darlington know American foreign policy actually depends on the person at the receiving end. We had a bad foreign policy because everything she changed it. We had a very good foreign policy with them. We are he damage it. It's going to depend on Joe Boakai to fix it. And let me tell you, we are Boakai, whosoever win America going to set that as a precondition. They're not going to work with any of the officials that were censured until you take them off your government. So this I just something that even Prince Johnson a Boakai win. Prince Johnson, the only reason it will be good for him because maybe United Party might settle him and something. It's going to be a precondition. They will not work with either of them. So that's all I'm saying. It based on Joe Boakai to face the American policy, foreign policy. So it's not something started that can change. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's take this other person. 4 more calls to go. Let's take this one here. Sorry about that. We stay taking your call. FOMO. Let's take this person. Good morning. Welcome. Hello.
Oh, good morning, Darrington. I'm Donald Jala speaking from Massachusetts, the USA.
Okay.
My brother, fine. Let me tell you something. People try to make understand the things that Ambassador Barker is a better person for the country right now. We are living in the US. We don't know what our past in Liberia. The past president even spoke of this. The better replacement for her is Ambassador Barker. She only supported Ambassador Weir because she wanted the Liberian people to see exactly the individual you guys chasing after. And he has shown himself clear and clear. Right now, I speak to you, the citizens are working the LL before. But examination finished already. You score your grade. And Liberian people make the choices. And I believe Ambassador Barker is the replacement.
The minute score their grade out, the score they all not score their grade out.
Okay, thank you.
They got funny. They got say the school their grade. So they are not skilling.
No skilling. We take 3 more calls. Darrington, then we come up to 3 more calls. Plus 231 888 6241 71 0770 102 102. 3 more calls. Call in and be live with us this morning. It'll be a fascinating discussion here on today's edition of the Costa Morning Show. Darrington Collins and I, Buakai Amara Kamara. Let's take this person. Good morning. Welcome. Your name, where joining us from?
Good morning, Buakai. This is Bert. I will say something, but let me tell Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, thank you very much for encouraging the Liberian people to support George Weah to become president. Had not it been so, Liberia and the youth would take President Weah to be the god of the Republic of Liberia. So people can be blaming Ellen, but for me, I don't blame her. I am extending thanks and appreciation to her for bringing this man to us so that the youth can see his presidency, his leadership. Today, where are we? We are here. But from Honorable Bakai's speech yesterday, I took 3 things, 3 words from him. That is R, that is G, and that is H. God-fearing, respectful, and humanity. These are the 3 words I took from the old man yesterday.
Okay.
Respectful government and God-fearing person, the persons that will do humanity work for the Liberian people. Thank you very much, Baka. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me take this person here. Good morning. Welcome.
They're God-fearing. Politicians want power. Everybody can be God-fearing. But when they get power, they can be God-fearing. They can be devil-fearing. They get
from.
Good morning, brother.
Yeah, welcome. Your name, where joining us from?
Thank you. My name is Dr. Kaba, and I call from the Detroit District 6.
You call from where?
Detroit District 6.
Oh, Detroit District 6. Welcome, my brother.
Thank you. Let me say thanks to you and Darlington for the kind of analysis on the political issues in our country. Let me say this. You see, people win the elections before the election day. In 2017, we saw the momentum the cities had at the time. Many of the young people were tripping towards the cities because we wanted change. Today, on Sunday, we're seeing the same thing from many of the young people in the country who believe in change. They support the change, to support women workers. That is why it is unprecedented that the first time in the history of this country for Liberians to be far away politically to choose at the APS to support our women workers. We know that other political parties, other candidates in the race have their own political agendas as the way they want to govern the state. See women workers control among all of the political candidates and all of the political candidates because they have been tested, they have been given a space of 12 years governance. And the thing is, to be a 12-year vice president is innocent, is qualified to be a good president when you are given opportunity to serve.
Okay.
So let us as Liberians, anything run around and work out. So we give that opportunity to serve this country as president of the country.
Right.
And join the leadership as a president, not as a vice president.
Okay, thank you so much. Darlington, you've been listening to all the calls. We aren't taking any more calls. You listen to all the calls. Some everybody making a point.
We are very gullible people, very gullible society, easily to be exploited. And that's why we peddle that narrative from the history of our country. I know that this country is from on Christian principles, but the country have seen excessively corrupt officials. Somebody say, you just talk about where you will do your man that day and God-fearing politicians, all of them. Whether they are from the Unity Party, the CDC, they say, oh, God-fearing. Look, my man, if people fear God, you think you will look at God people money and just steal it and eat it? Isn't Mr. We are a pastor?
It is.
Yes. So you just tell what did Joseph Burger do your leader, oh, God-fearing, being oh, God-fearing. Because if leaders were actually God-fearing, they would dare to want to do right. They will act right and they will conduct themselves. So Burger, as I said, the turnout for the Unity Party show of support for Burger was very massive. And that's very unprecedented. And the only thing I can say is that the elections in October will be a long night for the CDC. What I also want to say here is that from the look of things, with my little understanding of politics, that there's obviously going to be a second round of the election. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting that even the government people are talking one round victory. And the people from the opposition, they are talking one round victory. They say they will not be no second round. But again, maybe we need to listen more to the Unity Party people of a one-round victory, because that crowd I saw, my man Bueka, if one of these people that came out will go and vote, it'll be a long tarry. The CDC will have to work, and it's late. It's late.
Mr. Kumi said he closing a campaign on the 6th at the ATS also. So we shouldn't forget that Mr. Kumi may likely pull out a similar crowd.
Mami, Mr. Kumi can put that crowd, like not joking crowd.
La Morovia, you know now.
That crowd is not joking crowd. So, like comments, I don't know, like comments can use. You already did a team, Magibi, but if he wants to show his strength, who am I? I mean, let him test the ATS waters. Let's see. But my man, that turnout was massive, and we want to salute the Liberian people again. What are the people are paying attention to these little details about the change they are clamoring or they so desire? That's a conversation for another day. But it's clear that the Liberian people, they are tired with the CDC and they want them to go. But again, elections is 21 more days to go, Boyka. That's all we have to say from the Costa Show. We bring the issues undiluted. If the CDC pool crowd will use the very same platform, and imagine the CDC pool that crowd we're talking in. Damn it. I was supposed to be on our skin.
Yeah.
They didn't with us, but the Unity Party, I gave it to them. It was very unprecedented. The way the coordination went, the way their supporters came out, and overall, Bueka, it was very peaceful. The CDC and I want to say, except for the CDC, that opening campaign rally with Totin Cascade and that confrontation we saw around Vamuma, but I think our democracy is showing some level of civility in terms of people not going after people and stuff like that. I thought it was going to be brutal. Maybe there could be brutality, and we don't hope for that. But everybody look bloodshot in their eyes. The CDC too, they don't want to give up power easily. So, like we say in political struggle, aluta continua. But the dangerous thing to do is to stay in a way of angry masses. They will crush you, regardless of how dictatorial you may be. So, Mr. Weah, if the people vote you out, you can leave and be like me, Mr. Weah. Be in private sector. Come to the private sector. Come to the private sector. Your son Timothy Weah makes a lot of money now. I'm sure he can afford to pour coffee on your table. Be like me, Mr. Weah. Come back. Maybe the people allow on you that you still have your American passport. Go to downtown Manhattan, or your home in Florida. And just jog around the trail of Full Lauderdale and go to Wawa, get some coffee, chill by the beach. Mr. Weah, private life is good. You seem like you like good time. You love private jet, you know, so you can talk to the Americans at Miami Airport and keep your private jet there if you can afford it. You know, be like me. Come to the private sector. What? You know what? What African leaders, when they come for election, they can get fed. They won't leap out. Why? People don't know Mr. Weah. Mr. Weah, your time is up. Like our time is up to on the Costa Show. So I have to go, boy. God, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Darlington Collins. So we are following everything that happening in Liberia, folks. This I will be doing it up until the election day. And even on election night, we'll be here to update you on what will be happening on that day. So, folks, good morning, good afternoon. Thanks for watching. Join us tomorrow again. We'll be back here with another fascinating discussion of the Costa Show. Darlington Collins and I, Bwaka Amara Kama, will be here bring you the analysis on today's edition of the show. Join us tomorrow. Up until then now, is bye-bye from our end.